What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Trinity Wolf, and well, welcome to a hero deck profile for the OTS Championship tournament at my locals at the Next Level Games. Your boy got top 4, and we got 3rd place with Heroes. Pretty much who knocked me out. It was, if you guys watched my other video, Yugioh Day episode 2, I lost to Sword Soul in the last matchup, but nonetheless, guys, we got 3rd place. And I'm really happy to show you guys my deck profile because I've been trying to push so many of these cards that I play in this for so long. And without further ado, let's get to it. Also, guys, if you guys are new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload, and like the video. And please leave a comment down below what you'll be playing for your OTS championship. I think I read somewhere where there are different places are hosting them at different times. I'm not sure, but I'd be interested to know what you guys play. So anyway, guys, off to the deck profile. 3 copies of Vision Hero Ferris. I mean, pretty standard for the hero build, but you're always going to want to see 3 copies of this card. He's one of the most important cards. And I actually was trying out triple copies of Vision Hero Vion. I did like it for the most part, but it was getting to a point where I would see too many copies of it, and like there was a time where I'd open up 2 of it, or there was a time I had 3 Vion in my grave, and then so the increase was just not gonna get me there. And against Sword Soul, that second game, I only had the Vion, and if this was like a Stratos, I forgot what my hand was, but if it was literally anything, if it was literally Stratos, I would have had the game. Because he called by the grave the Shadow Mist, and that was just it. The 1 increase, I still believe in the 1 increase. It comes back, you know, when you take damage. I can't see myself playing 2 of this again. If I see it in my hand, then okay, so be it. But actually in this tournament, I don't think I opened it at all. So 2 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. I'm actually gonna bump this up to 3, so I might put the Vion back down to 2. But yeah, so far I kind of wished I had 3 Stratos, but the 2, I mean, it put in work. It put in work just having the 2. But so there, we just have the 2 copies of Stratos. 2 Shadow Mist. Pretty, you know, there's really 1's too little and 3 is too much, so 2 is always going to be perfect for Shadow Mist. And then now that we have 2 Hero Lives, being able to see the mass change is, you know, you'll be able to see it more. Of course, the 1 Liquid Soldier and the 1 Honest Neos, you just always have to have that. Honest Neos just saves you so many times. There's so many times where my opponent, they forget about this card all the time, and there's so many times I protected my Dark Law, and there's just so many times it just wins games, and players forget about it. Of course, the 1 Dusted Gold, this card is definitely affordable now, along with Bane. There's really no reason not to play it. It's very good. It's a very powerful card, so the hero players that just don't like Gold and Bane, I really don't understand what your please tell me your argument. Like, I really don't understand why you don't like a Dusted Gold. All right, now onto our Destiny Hero package, which is probably the most interesting part. Obviously, the 2 Malicious. Nothing's really going to ever change with that, because pretty much because of Destiny Hero Denier, this card will definitely see play. I mean, Destiny Hero Malicious will definitely probably stay at 2 forever. So when you see this is pretty much our triple Malicious, but Denier is just insane. I've put back Phoenix Destroyer back into my extra deck because people always banish it, but he's insane. And then of course our Decider. Like I said, I do not like Celestial. There's never a point where I want my hand to be empty. And Decider saved me so many times this tournament. Like, Decider is such a good card. Like, people who don't run it, I really don't understand. It negates burn damage, which against the Eldritch matchup, he tried to burn me with like that Xyz Machine Monster for 2,000. This negated it. Against Eldritch, well, it's the same matchup, the same match against Eldritch. all I had was Decider. He had 2 Golden Lords. He was like battle phase, attack. I'm like, you can't. Level 6 or higher monsters can't attack him. It's just the little funny things about this card protecting me. And then he adds a hero back when you summon him. It's just ridiculous. For the big boys, Destiny Hero Plasma and 1 Destiny Hero Dreadmaster. Y'all are sleeping on this Dreadmaster. I tried to tell y'all, like, I guess a month ago. It's been a minute since I had a deck profile. Like I said in my last video, work's been busy. My locals haven't been doing anything. This is the first tournament I've been able to play in a month. So content's coming back, be coming out more frequently because they're doing tournaments. So expect more content. But let's talk about the Destiny Hero Dreadmaster. But please, guys, check out the last video I just uploaded, Yu-Gi-Oh! Day Episode 2. My first game literally shows you the power of Dreadmaster. My opponent literally couldn't break my board after I summoned this card. But I'll go into that combo in a second later, because Dreadmaster protects all your Destiny Heroes the turn it's summoned, and it's just ridiculous. And of course, we'll just go ahead into the hand trap portion. 2 Ash, 2 Ogre. If there was anything I was going to cut out of this deck, at least for this tournament, I wish it was the Ogre. Rather wish this was side decked. I think this could have been something else. I didn't activate Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, not one time today. Not today, but at that tournament, because this is actually like a day later. But I didn't activate it like at all. Anyway, guys, 2 Hero Lives. This card is fantastic. It's really cool to see this card at 2. People are thinking in the future we might get 3 because they think Fusion Destiny is gonna get banned. I don't think Fusion Destiny will get banned. I mean, at most, they can just run it at 1. But that would really hurt us just to get rid of it, because they just don't want to get rid of the problem card like Verte Anaconda. Because sadly, Verte Anaconda is not going to go anywhere anytime soon, because they want to sell their Albaz structure deck. So expect Verte Anaconda to at least be around for another format. 1 Foolish, 1 Rhoda, 1 E-Call. And I guess technically you want to count the Searcher as well, DForce. DForce only put work in on 1 game, but I actually don't see myself cutting DForce anytime soon, because when it goes off, it's great. Like I was able to, in one of my matches, I got Nibiru'd. I still was able to use my Denier effect, and then I made Malicious. I used the token and the other 2 Destiny Heroes. I made Plasma with the D-Force. I took the Nibiru he had, and I passed turn. This was against the Modulce player, and then he couldn't do anything against it because he couldn't target it. It couldn't be destroyed. He was huge. He had so much attack. He just set 2 cards pass, and I just took over the game from there. So D-Force is absolutely amazing. I don't think I'd play, at most I would play 2 copies, but people who are playing 3, I mean, I guess you better be playing pure Destiny Hero or something, but 3 would be way too much. And 2 Polymerization. I am so glad I played 2 Polymerization today. I honestly don't remember where I saw it from. I liked playing 2 Polymerization before, but I saw but yeah, it was something that someone was talking about because of losing the 1 Fusion Destiny, just to have like more ways to fuse. And I agreed with it. And then the fact that there's 3 Vion in the deck, but you only have 1 card for it to search for, like it just made sense to play another Polymerization. And my goodness, like, I was glad I did, because I baited my opponent with playing it, because I was gonna make Trinity, because I had legal targets to make. I baited the negate, and then I made my Vion and searched for another one, and I was able to take over from there. It was crazy. Of course, the 1 Miracle Fusion. I mean, if you're playing Sunrise, you just gotta play Miracle Fusion. 2 Fusion Destiny. Of course, if I could play 3, I would. This card's insane. If you guys watched my video, you guys never see me make Phoenix with this. I always make Phoenix with Polymerization. My target is Dominance, and you guys will... Dominance, y'all are sleeping on Dominance too. Like, Dominance is such a good card. Triple Mass Change, of course, Dark Law. Dark Law won me so many games this tournament. It was crazy. There are so many decks that just really cannot out a Dark Law. It's just great. If you can protect it, it's nuts. Of course, it's Calling, because we're playing Dusted Gold. It'd be silly not to play this. Now on to our kind of, I guess, disruptions a little bit. 2 triple tactics talents. This card is this card is actually insane. I'm kind of glad I decided to put it in the deck because I actually don't have like triple copies of Forbidden Droplets, so I was like, maybe I can play something but yeah, this card is literally insane. Just the 3 banned card effects to draw 2 and rip a card out of an opponent's hand. I actually used that card effect to take a card out of their hand. I actually used that one twice this tournament, and it just lets you get the hand information and then just. But anyway, 1 droplet, 1 called by. Like I said, if I had 3 droplets, I'd play 3 of it. But every time I had droplets in my hand, I ended up using it every single time. And of course, the called by, just to avoid hand traps or just getting rid of good old golden board. And lastly, 1 lightning storm. Just in case you never know what kind of decks you're going to be playing against right now. But like if I was able to take the ogres out before the tournament, I would at least have been playing 2 lightning storm and maybe another imperm or another ash. But the 1 lightning storm kind of worked out. When I saw it and it put in work. And of course for traps, 2 infinite impermanents. Alright, that was it for the main deck, which is 46 cards, by the way. Now on to the extra deck. Starting off with our Link Monsters, Cross Crusader. I really hope we get a higher rarity of this card soon. I mean, it really deserves it. It's literally our best Link Monster. Can, search, help you extend, bring back Denier to put that back to the Malicious to keep you Link climbing, or just bring back Phoenix in case it gets negated. This card is nuts. The 1 Wonder Driver, he put in so much work too. Gets destroyed, summon a hero from my hand. I did that in the combo too, where he got destroyed. I summoned Liquid Soldier. Liquid Soldier brought back Shadow Mist, Search Mass Change, and then Wonder Driver is nuts. Resetting those fusion spells is huge, especially if you're running multiple Fusion Destiny targets, because I'm running the 2. If I couldn't get to the combo, just reset Fusion Destiny and then activate it. It's nuts. And of course the 1 Dread Decimator. I think I actually made Dread Decimator I made him like once, and then when I did, it just got like lightning stormed. So Dread Decimator didn't really do it. If there was any links I cut, usually he ends up being the one, but it's like he's one of those cards where it's like if you needed him, it's like you'd wish you didn't cut him out the deck. So that's why I just leave him. The Verte Anaconda, I actually believe I only used Verte once. But it was kind of just to overkill, and this is when I triple tactics and took a monster and just needed to make something, so the Verte was just kind of there, just so I could get rid of that Boral Savage. Of course, for Elemental Hero Fusions, the 1 Sunrise, 1 Absolute, I'm not running another Miracle Fusion target, because I didn't need to. This whole tournament, there was never really a need for me to use Miracle Fusion again, so it worked out pretty well. For Masked Heroes, the 2 Dark Law, obviously one of the best floodgates that we have in this deck. A lot of decks can't out it. A lot of graveyard effects have to happen, and Dark Law just doesn't let them happen. So Dark Law is absolutely amazing. And of course, for the other Masked Heroes, 1 Acid, 1 Blast. I don't think I made Blast at all. But there was times where I could have went into him, but it was where I was like, okay, well, I can just let the Stratos get negated and I can still pop up anyway. So there was no reason for me to waste the Mass Change on the Blast when I could just save it for later for the Dark Law or even Acid. So, and then Acid did put in work too, against Eldritch. I don't remember, because it's been a whole day. I don't think I made it against the Trap Tricks at all, but if I did, it definitely would have blew them away. But I will never cut Masked Hero Acid. If you're running Absolute Zero, there's no reason to not have Acid in the deck. And of course, we have myself, Trinity. I only made Trinity once. I had to get rid of Dark Law to do it, but I just couldn't get over the monsters on my opponent's board. So I was like, I have to make this Trinity. I can't let those monsters stay, because the Dark Law was going to get ran over anyway. So I made the Trinity to clear the board, but I ended up But Trinity is one of those cards where I said I'll never cut it, because every time I need it, and it was always when I cut it, and I'll never cut Trinity out the deck. Malicious Bane, he puts in so much work. He's so good, especially when you're playing against Floodgates. Like, there can only be one. He's a fiend, so you can have him and another hero, so you can try to hope to pop off. Opponents have a really tough time getting rid of him, but he's a really good boss monster. And of course, for our Destiny heroes, obviously the Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer, and of course, my favorite one is the Dominance. My favorite board is to have Dominance and DPE together, because this is where the Dreadmaster comes in. This also helps me dodge cards like Nibiru, but most of the time my opponents activated Nibiru really early. They didn't really decide to wait for my end board. I mean, I guess they don't know. Maybe they don't know what heroes do, but we don't put up any kind of negates at all. Like, you could literally just try to wait till we end our turn and then whap, slam us with the Nibiru. But so this is how I kind of dodge it, so I can have monsters on my field. So if I try to end my turn with this, in theory, they would want a Nibiru near the end, right? But I guess they'd like the Nibiru before they see a Phoenix come out, because, you know, they just know he would just be back anyway. But what I do is, if that would happen, I use Phoenix effect, and now Phoenix resolves. We pop the Phoenix Enforcer with the Dominance. Now the Nibiru resolves, getting rid of whatever else we had. And then we would chainlink one Dominance, targeting the Phoenix Destroyer. Hold on, I gotta grab them. And whatever two other Destiny heroes we had at the time. Typically, I would just target those two along with the Phoenix Enforcer, because Dominance will be in the grave. I mean, Dreadmaster would be in the grave as well, because we summoned all our if I have the board with this, pretty much all my Destiny heroes are in the graveyard. So normally I would target these three with Dominance, and then Phoenix Enforcer would be Chainlink 2, and then the chain resolves, his effect goes off, so we can revive a Destiny hero on the next standby. And now Dominance resolves, where I revive these three. And if I so happen to have the Plasma in my hand, because in this case, there was a game where this did happen, but I didn't get Nibiru'd. I just decided to extend this way so I can make the Plasma. I would tribute the other three monsters I had, and then I would make the Plasma. And then I would end my turn. And on their standby phase, I have to resolve Phoenix Enforcer, and then the Dreadmaster would come out. And now, since Dreadmaster came out, Destiny heroes can't be destroyed. I take no damage involving them. And yeah, he just makes the Destiny heroes immortal for the entire turn. Of course, their effects can be negated or whatever, but I'll just be like, sure, you impermed my Plasma, but he's not gonna go anywhere. So when your turn ends, if you can't like bounce it or tribute it in some way, or I'm just gonna, when my turn starts, now your board's negated, and I'll just take control of the game. But yeah, I made this board probably once, because there was really never other situations where it was able to happen. But when it was, this card is, Dreadmaster is really crazy. But what's gonna suck in the future is if Fusion Destiny gets hit, this little combo of mine is gonna die, because there's no way I'm gonna play Polymerization and fuse away 3 Destiny heroes with Polymerization just to make Dominance to try to do that combo. Like, that combo will die if Fusion Destiny gets banned. So I really hope that doesn't happen, because even if there's one copy of Fusion Destiny, I'll still try and make that combo work. Now, I don't know if you guys want to see the side deck. Typically, the side deck didn't really do much for me. Let's go. We had 3 Nibiru, the primal being. This card mostly got used against me. I don't think I activated Nibiru at all. We got 2 draw unlocks. I never ended up using this card either, so half my side deck was just kind of useless. Lancia, I sided this in, of course, against certain matchups. Never ended up. I actually only saw it against Eldritch when he tried to banish my own stuff on his turn. I would just chain the Lancia, and I was able to protect my stuff, and that was like really the only interaction I had with Lancia. The Dark Ruler No Mores, I did see the Dark Ruler No Mores, and it helped a lot. Like, this card's insane. it's kind of the cheaper way if you can't afford droplets, which, you know, they're really expensive. The Dark Ruler no more helps a lot. Even though you can't do damage and kill them, you can now just establish your board and take control. Of course, more spell and trap removal, 2 Cosmic, and the second Lightning Storm. Of course, I side these against my back row matchups, but for some reason, I just never see my side deck cards, so if I saw them, they would have helped. Of course, the Antispell Fragrance, mostly for if I go first. This helps me dodge the, you know, because heroes are really weak to just easy board breaking cards like Regeki and Lightning Storm. This kind of just helps me dodge that for a turn. Or other decks like Sky Striker or even Pendulums, like they just kind of just auto lose to this card. And for the 15th card, I really couldn't think of anything, so I did Sales Ban. I only actually ended up using this once, and it was against Eldritch, and I just needed a card effect to go off, so I just called like Judgment. But this card is actually really good. If I had time, I would have got 2 other copies and tested it out, but I didn't want to test it out in a whole OTS championship, but maybe in the locals I'll test this card out. My theory with it is just depending on your hand or even what cards are on their field and you don't want them to activate it, you would just call that card name and now you just don't have to worry about it for that turn. Like example, like you're playing against Sky Strikers and you're like, dang, I really don't want them to Widow Anchor me. Just you Sales Ban, like I'll call Sky Striker, just call Widow Anchor, and then now they can't Widow Anchor you. Like, but anyway, guys, that was it for the deck profile. I really hope you guys liked it. 3rd place out of, you know, the 8 rounds. I got knocked out of, you know, top 4, but hey, 3rd place, we got it. I mean, the other decks, it was Sword Soul. In top 4, it was Sword Soul, Flunderies, and those were the 2 decks I lost to in that tournament. So it was really cool to see at least 1st and 2nd place were the 2 people that I lost to. And so it was Flunder, Sword Soul, myself, Heroes, and then it was Eldritch. So I felt really good to be up there with those. Like, I hate to say that Eldritch is kind of like a top tier deck, but it kind of is. Like, it's so free, and you know, just steals wins away. But yeah, I was up there with my Rogue deck and doing my thing with Heroes, of course. But anyway, guys, be sure to crush that like button. Subscribe today to join us. If you guys haven't checked out yesterday's video from the OTS Yu-Gi-Oh day, please check that out. It was a really amazing day. Yeah, I had a lot of other like outside personal stuff that was actually going pretty well for me that day too. So it was Saturday was a really good day for me. And then we got 3rd place with Heroes. It was a really good day. So yeah, and we'll also make my days if y'all just smash that like button and subscribe for me. And this is going to be Trinity Wolf signing out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys. Peace out.